Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Cycles podcast with me, your girl at Diambo, Kisumu City. You're hanging out with me, Maeve Cheryl. And on set today, Joda, you have an introduction of your
No,
own?
I don't have. Just introduce. I want to hear you introduce me by then.
You want to hear me introduce you? So we have the amazing,
Carry on. That's a good start. Yeah.
the amazing, extremely tall Dr. Leshan. I was gonna say,
Wow.
the first time I saw you,
Yeah.
I actually called you Dr. Leshan. I didn't call you
Yes.
by your by your real name.
Most people do.
For real?
Yeah, they don't know my real name.
Okay, so what's your real name?
Fidel Maithya.
Maithya.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll not give you the M-Pesa name though.
Why?
No, it's fine.
You don't
It's
want to
fine for
give
now.
your three names?
No.
Okay, sawa. So Fidel, welcome to the Cycles podcast.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to tell the Cycles podcast what you do before I get into that?
Well, I'm an actor and a radio producer on the side.
Mhm.
So I don't know which one comes on the side.
You don't know
Whichever
which one
comes
is your
first.
side hustle.
Yeah.
So actor and radio producer.
Yes.
Have you done radio yourself? Like, have you been?
As a presenter?
Yeah.
No, yes, I've filled up on a couple of times when guys were sick on a Monday. So of course, weekend was tough.
I also don't know why you haven't said
Yes.
you're a basketball commentator.
I'm a basketball commentator, analyst. I used to play basketball back in the day competitively. Now I just play it for fitness and fun. But yeah, I love the sport. I love watching it. And I love talking about it to whoever wants to listen.
Is that a thing? How did you end up becoming a basketball commentator?
It's okay. It happens.
A basketball commentator in this country, because I feel like I don't know if the sports sector is doing as well as.
Yeah, it was at some point. It was, but also it's trying to come back as well. We used to do it with Supersport. Supersport used to cover our local league, the KBF Premier League, and that's when we started out, and as well as covering the NBA through Quest Sports back in the day. I think 4 or 5 years ago, I used to go to South Africa twice a month to cover the National Basketball Association. So that was the analysis part of it.
You mentioned South Africa. I'm actually really manifesting visiting that country.
Me too.
For
Because I wasn't visiting, I was working,
You're
so
working.
I couldn't even
Oh, right.
tembea.
You're a copycat.
Yes.
Stop copying my manifestation. So before we get into the episode, I just wanted to find out what has caught your attention the past week, be it entertainment or news or things like that.
Oh, it's so much. I mean, the economy is in the, pits. We lost a key figure in the entertainment industry as well. Sure. Can't even speak about that right now, but it's been tough. It's been good. When you're 6 feet above ground, I'm just a positive thinker. You try to look at the good things that are happening in life.
Okay.
For me, what I noticed was being a basketball fan as well, just celebrating Kobe's statue the other day. They unveiled it on Thursday. So that was a big deal for me because I watched that game, and the statue was from that game they played against Toronto Raptors, I think 2006, where he scored 81 points. So I'm trying to educate you on basketball.
I'm actually a good basketball player.
For real?
Do you know where I play from?
Where?
From my iPhone.
Oh.
There's this game for basketball. There's a friend of mine we play with.
Yeah.
And I think he rigs. I don't know. I feel like every time I try to score,
the
thing doesn't count the ones I nini.
Oh, for real?
And then it stops counting at some point and then it continues. But anyway.
So nakulanga block ataka basketball. So I'm sorry.
I'm getting better at it.
I'm sorry.
For me, what caught my attention was you've mentioned that we lost a key figure in the entertainment industry, in the acting scene.
Yeah.
And the thing that caught my attention was how desensitized we've become as a people, especially on social media. I don't know what it is that people feel that they need to comment on every and anything.
Yeah.
Things that we would have regarded as sacred and things that we would rather not speak negatively on. Nowadays, we don't shy away from, and it's really uncalled for.
Yeah.
And that just breaks my heart because at the end of the day, the internet doesn't forget. And when the affected persons come back to social
Yeah.
media because they're actively on social media,
Yeah.
they're gonna see this, and I just don't know how.
I mean, it goes back to the old adage of just waking up and trying to be a better human being every day. It doesn't matter whether it's on the internet or in real life.
Yeah.
You go to set, whenever we go to set and you find all these notices, just be pleasant to whoever you're working with and everything. Because also outside of everything, you never know where you're going to meet these people.
Yeah.
Next in your life, because it's like a cycle. Life is always a cycle.
Cycle.
Yeah. See what I did there?
Yeah.
An example is you'll find, I think from an old movie I saw, I can't remember the title, but Brad Pitt was an extra on that movie. And I think the AD spoke to him in a negative way, but it was his fault really. But you can imagine now Brad Pitt has a production company years later, and he's employing people.
Yeah.
And he could be employing that AD, could be employing another actor maybe who disrespected him on set or whatever, or treated him right on set. So you never know. Just go about life treating people in a good way, in a positive way.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that so that you get rewarded. Just be a good human
decent
being.
human being.
Because I go to social media, to be honest, and just talk about fun stuff.
Exactly.
Basketball.
You can use,
I don't need to comment on everything I see.
Yeah. The other thing that caught my attention is not necessarily on the entertainment and any spectrum, but I went back to the gym this month.
I saw that. Congratulations.
But
yes,
I'm so stressed because I wonder why all these good things have to be difficult. Like
good things, they say that's the sweetness of the journey, right? Yeah, struggling and then achieving all the goals you want to achieve.
Can we just get rewards? Like after I do one consistent week, and I get like 5 kgs off?
That would be ideal. I haven't been to the gym in a while. I have to confess myself, but I know exactly what you mean. I saw that video of yours with the penguin walk.
Achy. Yeah. Okay, it was. Now it's getting better. But now we started with the legs, and now my legs couldn't carry me for the most part of the week.
Yeah.
And then now we did upper body and my back.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's all right.
No, but you've been carrying this show. That's why your back is
Anyway, I can't wait to see how 5 months from now it looks like. Also, I don't know. I was scared about sharing my journey on social media because I feel like sometimes when you put out things that you hold dear to your heart, either you lose motivation or evil eye.
Evil eye.
Yeah.
Unasema wachawi wako kitu siku
Yeah, kuna watu
wako IG.
Kakasirike sasa umeanza kwenda gym.
And before people come at me, I'm from Kitui as well. They'll say, oh, you're dissing
Wasiseme umeanza kudiss Kitui people.
Exactly.
So now let's get into the core of who you are.
Yes.
You are an actor in our industry. Yeah. And we've seen you in, is it a movie or a series? Selena,
a series. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen you in that. We've also seen you.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm referring to. Which movie was that? Is it Disconnect?
No, Single Castle, right?
It was Single Castle, where you did the thing and did you enter?
It's acting. God damn.
What is you guys don't?
No, we don't.
You don't do
No, we simulate, guys.
What happens? You have a shot
sorry to spoil it for guys. No, I mean.
Okay, sorry.
Can't believe I'm talking about this scene.
Do it. I need to know.
So it depends. There's a lot of what do you call them, love scenes in terms of how they're shot.
Yeah.
So, for example, ours was with clothes. Just like real life.
Okay. You have a trouser on but no shirt.
Or
boxers.
You meet someone. It's a oh my God, I can't believe I was feeling about
just
this.
Do it.
So you're doing it quickly, Cindy. So maybe you just
what?
remove your pants and do the thing. So that scene was that kind of a scene. So basically it was just a simulation. I can't go into the nitty-gritty because I don't want to spoil it for people. But at the same time, there's nothing. There's no penalty. There's nothing.
Just say it.
No one goes anywhere.
Okay.
We're just here on the surface.
Because I remember watching Power.
It's never that deep.
You've watched Power, Cindy?
Yeah. Yes. Season 1 and then
I lost especially interest. Season 1. Hapo ndio mavitu ziko. And all they're getting completely naked and we're seeing bums and we are seeing everything and it looks so real.
Yeah.
So it's just like, there's no way. But
One of the things is when you're doing those kind of sensitive scenes, there's always an intimate coach as well on set. So to teach you how to,
act like
especially for that scene, because we all assume we know how we're doing it, and it's not necessarily that. Maybe the director wants something different from that particular scene. So there's an intimate coach, and also to just avoid people getting offended and whatnot, and you crossing boundaries and everything.
Okay.
Most people are friends. Most people I get along. With Faith, we're very good friends, and that's the extent of it, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing deep.
I have a follow-up. Okay, you said there's nothing deep, but do you reckon or do you see how? Let's say if it's a long movie, let's use Power for example.
Yes.
We're shooting 6 seasons of Power, and every time I'm your love interest, and every time we have to get down to these scenes and whatnot. Do you see how people can like blur the lines?
It just makes our friendship tighter.
Okay. Okay.
Wrong choice.
So when did you realize acting was a thing for you?
From when I was a kid. First movie ever watched, I think my parents took us to Kenya Cinema. You know where that is, right? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where?
Yes. Yeah. Kenya Cinema, out of Africa. Meryl Streep, Robert Redford. So when watching the movie, I just said, I want to be in a movie. And I'll be honest, it wasn't exactly an entertaining film for us because we were kids back then. I mean, it was a deeper story than what at that time we wanted to watch. We wanted to watch Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, all those people. But it just got me excited and interested in that industry. And then my mom was a video editor back in the day for VOK, Voice of Kenya, turned to KBC. And just being around that space every time, going to work with her and seeing the other guys, the VTB guys and all those guys, they were celebs during our time, big deal. Still are actually, because they paved the way for most of us. So seeing them in action and doing the thing really inspired me. The only caveat in terms of getting into the industry, people used to say it doesn't pay. And so you have to make a business decision in terms of, do I want to pursue this line of work or do I do something else while pursuing this other passion on weekends or whatever time I can get off? So, yeah. So started off slowly like that. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned that your mom was a video editor. A video editor on VOK. Yeah. Okay. Do you remember your first audition?
First audition. Yes, I remember. Yes, it was wow, thank you for the reminder. It was an advert for a cigarette, I think. And then they asked me, do you smoke? And I was like, yeah, I smoke. Of course, this is nothing, yeah. Then they gave me a cigarette. I was coughing all over the place, man.
So you lied?
It was embassy light. Yeah, I wanted the gig.
You wanted money?
Yeah, I wanted...
I was talking about this with a couple of friends last week.
Yeah.
Where in 2022, someone reached out to me and they wanted to give me a gig.
Yeah.
And it was an alcohol brand.
Yes.
And personally, I don't drink.
You don't drink?
Yeah.
Okay. But
that time, I had the offer they were putting on the table and I was like, you know what? I can do it.
How much?
Just no. Okay. Do you want me to say? Should I say it?
No, it's okay. Don't.
Anyway, it was good money.
Yes.
And I was like, I've never, first of all, I'm just new in the scene. That amount of money, I've never heard of anything such as that.
Yeah.
And you're just paying me to post your drink and what? I'll do it. I'll do it. But then they were like, sometimes there's no need to lie to your audience and things like that. But I'm also just like...
So did you take the gig?
I didn't take the gig because I was honest. I said I don't drink.
Yeah.
And then number 2, they asked my age and I was underage.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. So I didn't get it. And I still think about that a lot. Also, I've lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
No, it's on the right track. You're on single Kiasi. You got derailed by a sex scene.
Guys, can we end this episode now? Can we end this? Anyway, your first audition, you said you remember it.
Yeah.
and you auditioned for, it was an advert.
It was an advert for Embassy Lights or Embassy Kings or something.
Did you get
I can't
it?
remember. No, of course not.
No.
First of all, believe it or not, I was very young and very skinny. Very skinny. Whenever I post those pictures on social, guys just like, what? They do double takes and whatnot. But
I remember.
oh, you've seen one.
I was like, no. Okay.
And,
No, ulikuwa na suti, si ndio?
yes. So, and then back then also, this is the thing, and I think it still happens now, depending on the age difference. Like young people have it a lot harder than maybe older folks like us.
In terms of?
In terms of going to an audition, we're looking for 20 to 25-year-old male, female, whatever. You'll find the whole of Nairobi at the auditions, like 10,000 people auditioning for that role, you know.
Yeah.
If you look for 40, 45-year-old, we're like 30 guys, 20 guys, you know. So for me, that back then, I mean, you're auditioning with the likes of, I can't even remember their names, but Nani was there.
Who?
Remember, if I'm not wrong. Back then, he used to get all the jobbers also. Chris Kamau, or formerly Five Alive. He's in Second Family as well now.
Sorry.
He's part of the syndicate.
Sorry. So what do you reckon is your biggest career breakthrough? Like what?
In terms of acting?
In terms of acting, yeah.
In terms of acting, of course, Selena.
Selena.
Yeah. Selena was the biggest show on Kenyan television, East African television, and gave me a lot of eyeballs. I mean, I signed the contract and I shot a couple of scenes 2 weeks later. And then my episodes started appearing maybe 3 weeks or 4 weeks later. I'd even forgotten. And then I'm just at home chilling. And then when I opened my IG,
your social media is blowing up.
It blew up. Like, I'm like, I have all these followers. I'm like, from where? And everyone is like, oh, Dr. Leshan, Dr. Leshan.
Did you cheat on Pascal's mother? You did.
On Patricia?
Yeah, you did.
My character did.
Hey.
Not me.
But honestly, did you also read people's comments about Selena?
Yeah, although it was advisable not to read them because also there are a lot of positives.
Yeah.
But also with the positives, there are negatives. And we're human beings.
Me, I'll tell you for a fact, I was so mad.
You're mad.
About the way sometimes they say it's a kidnapping scene. And Selena can fight and she can get away from that nini. But she's just letting herself get kidnapped.
It's creative license.
No.
And then it's also, what do you call it? It's a telenovela.
Hey.
So, you know, the story has to, you know, that's the reason you guys are watching it. Like you're complaining, but
every time I'm watching, I just end up mad. Every time I'm watching until I give up, and then I let my family continue.
And then next week
I love an
watching. So it worked, I guess. Yeah.
So you said you are advised not to read the social media commentary and things like that.
I mean, it's prudent.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like, don't go gassing yourself up because you saw somebody writing, oh, Dr. Leshan, we love you. And you see, you can get that kind of acclaim from the outside world.
Yeah.
And maybe you're not doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know, so take criticism, take pointers from your directors, producers, and stuff. It's good to have fan acknowledgement. I'll tell you that, but you know, don't take it too hard because you find it changes people and how people now operate. You start entering set with a big head. Okay. Like, I'm this big deal, you know.
Kichwa kinafura.
Kichwa inafura. Nani job. It's just a job. At the end of the day, it's a job. Respect your colleagues, respect the job, respect the industry, and get along with everyone. But, you know, once we start getting airs and stuff because of reading comments, a few comments here and there, you know, can affect us positively and negatively. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's get into the industry generally in Kenya.
No, this is a potential banana slipper.
Why? No. When I look at it, I think we've come from very far.
Yes, we have.
But also, there's a thing people keep saying on social media, and I think to some extent I agree with it, where it's like all the TV shows, we see the same faces over and over and over and over and over and over.
Come on now.
What?
Now, let me tell you, I'll stop you right there.
Okay.
You know why?
Stop me, yeah.
I feel like if you're a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Trained lawyer. So if you have 10 cases today, will somebody say, I'm seeing this chick in court all the time, like working, she has 10 different cases? You're working. You need to feed your family, right? That's your job. So is it any different for actors? Because when I go to Nairobi Hospital or Aga Khan, I'll see the same doctors. Why is it not the same for them? Why aren't they judged the same way actors are judged? Secondly, I think we're a bit pretentious when we say that, because when we go and watch Hollywood stuff, British stuff, I see the same faces in all those productions. And if someone is good at their job and the director and producer have confidence in that person doing their job well, of course they're going to call the same person if they can, if they can do deliver the role well. So if Brad Pitt does this role well, why not? I'll call him for 10 job roles, you know. And let me tell you, from behind the scenes, because I've been behind the scenes in radio and all that stuff, it's easier working with people who you're confident they know the job, as opposed to, I'll get somebody new. Yeah, it's good to get somebody new as well when you see the talent shining, but you have to train them, and maybe sometimes you don't have the time.
You don't have the time.
Yeah, to do that.
And I think that's where people come from then, where fine, we have you've already become a seasoned actor, and you call for auditions, and we're like,
so much.
Welcome. And you're like 100, 200 people showing up to audition for a role. And at the end of the day, someone whose face has been on every movie will still get picked. So we're just like, can you give room for new talent?
Can I tell you, the other thing is, I've gone for those auditions as seasoned as I am, as you're saying.
I saw you when we met at the audition.
And you miss roles as well. You miss parts.
Okay.
We do the same auditions, and the producer has the discretion of choosing what works for them. And you can't take it personal as an actor. And I hope the audience doesn't take it personally as well. But we've seen breakthroughs. It happens. You just need to be consistent. Look, I'm 46.
Yeah.
I think I broke in when I was 40. So
if there's one thing I really tried to negotiate with God, is that I'm just usually like, fam, don't let me wait until I'm 30. I don't know. First,
George Clooney made it at 36 or 35.
But can you imagine?
His first major role, but he was in the industry.
From his 20s.
20s, yeah.
Even the girl who just won the Grammy the other day, Victoria Monet, she's been around for over 10 years.
Of course.
Hey,
all good things take time. That's like you don't want a like you season your steak before you make it, right?
Me, that thing stresses me so badly. And funny enough, when I was getting ready, I was just like, God, I understand, like, yes, we need to be patient, we need to be but please don't let it happen when I'm like 36. And maybe you don't even have I don't know, I feel like when you're...
No, but the advantage is, I know the advantage of starting early is good as well. You can start early, be successful, decide on your career path later. When you say, you know what, made enough money, I've done this and that, let me quit, let me do other things. But at the same time, starting late has its advantages. Like you are better suited to the fame and the roles that you're given.
Okay.
As opposed to when you're younger. Man, I'm telling you, this fame when I was 22
could have messed you up.
Couldn't touch me, man.
Okay. So how much do you, just give us a range, not the exact amount. How much does an actor make? So let's do main role. Let's do a supporting role.
It's going to be difficult.
Why? You can give a range. That's why I said range. Yeah. Don't give us exact figures. So how much and you're recording every day, Silio? If it's Selena?
It depends. Selena, people shoot almost every day.
Every day.
Because those are long format shows.
And what's the call time usually?
6:30 in the morning.
6:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So how much is Selena? How much do you think? How much do we will? I'm not gonna say. Do you think? Because I know you know. So what's the range? If I'm Selena, I'm an actor.
So I'll tell you, and let's remove Selena from this, Nene, because
if
it depends with every production.
Okay.
Salaries depend on whichever production and the budgets that are allocated to this production.
Right.
So it could be anywhere from 100,000 to 800,000 to $1 million bob. It just depends.
Per episode or
not
like
per episode.
the entire.
So it depends. So I'll tell you for Selena, because it was a long format, guys used to be paid monthly because you're there for a year shooting the season.
Yeah.
for a show that has 8 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes. You shoot it for 2 months. You just agree on a fee per episode or the totality of it. Since I'm here for this show, how much are you going to pay me? You negotiate your rate, and then you just paid one time. It's a one-time payment, and then you forget about it. So some are per episode, some are just every month, some are per days you go to set. But it just depends. It depends. I can't even put a figure on because everyone negotiates for themselves.
Okay.
Depending on your brand, depending on how big you are, depending on if you're John Sibi-Okumu, if you're Fidel Maithya, if you're Helen Kelly. Yeah.
So we've seen 2 instances where seasoned actors of our time where we've watched them, we've loved them, and then years have passed down the line and they apparently have nothing to show for the craft that they've been honing for all these years.
Yeah.
Can you confidently say that someone can survive on an acting payroll?
Well,
well,
in the Kenya we live in today, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah.
And if you're being very honest, I mean, I've seen audience members criticize those people saying, "Oh, they never handled their money well."
Yeah.
Yeah. But I saw one of the actors saying he used to get paid 5,000 per episode.
Yeah.
Like
in that
time, still, I mean, maybe you do 2-3 episodes
in a week,
in a month, so you have 15K. What is 15K going to do for you? I'm not even criticizing productions because it depends on the budget that they have. But also, I think the pay could be better, of course, because this is an art form and it entertains and brings joy to a lot of Kenyans and Kenyan households. And some of these shows are going to be playing in perpetuity almost. You're going to see Vitimbi till
I
whatever.
think Mother-in-Law still
plays, all these shows. So somebody needs to get maybe fair compensation. But for us to come and criticize the actors for not planning their lives well, it's hard, man. It's not as if guys are getting millions and then they're squandering them. It's not as if guys are just. Of course, we need to be responsible for our own welfare as well. But if guys were, I mean, if you go to the States, and even in the States, there's a problem still. That's why they're on strike the other day. You'll find an actor he's in a supporting role and he's getting maybe 10K USD per episode. That's good money. But at the end of the day, there's manager to pay, agent to pay, and your rent to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it better add up. It better be a lot of 10,000 per episode for him to confidently live a good life. And keep in mind, this is not a permanent gig. So the show can be cancelled anytime. Tomorrow, we can go 10 years, actors who are on Friends are lucky. They negotiated a good rate for themselves and they're still getting paid for those shows because of the residuals. So it's life and it's hard and it's a job like any other job. That reminds me of the point you had earlier on about you see the same faces. People have no choice sometimes. I'm like, I'll do this show, I'll go do this other show because it has to make sense for me as well.
So now that we're in the line of money, let me ask you, what's the poorest you've ever been?
What's the poorest I've ever been?
Yeah.
Starting out, of course, and it's a lot with everyone in the industry, I guess. When I started out, I was in Capital FM. I just met, it's an interesting, so I met Sean Kaluvilis on the street, asked him if I could be his intern for sports. Like, you don't know me from Ish. I can do the job, just give me the job. I was called in Monday. That was on a Friday. I met him. Monday I went in. Are you computer literate? Computer literacy back then was a big deal.
Was a big deal.
Was a big deal. Like you can type. You can control alt delete. So I was given the gig and I made sure I worked so hard. My internship ended in 3 months. So they told me, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I told them, dog, since you've not been paying me, it's okay. I want to come here and do and help. And so I was getting nothing. So what Capital used to have back then was a thing called Gate Crashers. They used to, sponsored by Pilsner. So they used to go to, you email Capital, you say, I have a bash on Sato. So the capital guys will choose which bash to go for, and then we'll get crash the bash, come with peelies, we'll even do a show from there. I think DJ Adrian used to do a mix. And we used to get 5K if you're doing that gig per weekend. So I used to make sure every weekend I'm
You're
on.
there.
So that was like 5K per weekend, 20 in a month. So that I just used to hustle.
I like that you've mentioned that because I keep saying, I feel like kitambo, if people jituma, you see the way this generation is now, I feel like, let me say Gen Zs for lack of a better word.
Yes.
I feel like Gen Zs are also some of the most hardworking people.
Yes.
And I feel like if the effort we put in now sometimes takes a while to materialize.
Of course.
But if we were in those times and you put slightly the amount of effort we're putting in now, you'd have been somewhere.
Yeah.
Like just how you said, you reached out, you said, let me do this, just give me an opportunity to do this internship, and they open the doors for you.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple of times. Hi, can I shadow you?
Yeah.
But before I finished law school and everything, I was just like, hi, can I come and shadow you? People don't even want to think of that as a concept and stuff like that. And I wonder why.
It's because life has become, to be honest, I also sympathize with the generation right now. I mean, it's not the same as us guys. Us guys, the most, you know what we used to do? We used to have nightclubs, proper nightclubs with disco, like a disco space, somewhere to dance. So nowadays I see a lot of people just going for cocktails, brunches, and guys are just drinking, dancing on the spot. So back in our day, we used to go to clubs, buy one soda, and sip it the whole night and just dance. And it used to be fun. But nowadays, there's pressure, man. Like when you're young, like people are telling you, oh, we're going for brunch tomorrow. Are you coming? You're like, God, I can't afford to go to Sankara. I'm like a student. How am I going to afford to go? So you have to depend on somebody taking you. So you're in school, maybe with a rich kid. There's a lot of pressure. So whenever people are looking for gigs, right now, it has to make sense for them almost immediately.
I think, maybe it's a thing of competition. I bring also, you in and then you are a great talent and then you overshadow me and that's how I lose my job.
That maybe happens.
That's also an aspect.
Even for a generation, I mean, crabs in a barrel, right? But we've got to figure this thing out in terms of competition. Why can't we collaborate instead of competing all the time? Like you're good at something, me, I'm good at something else. So why can't we put those forces together and get something done?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm seeing the wonderful crew here. Those guys are good at something else. They're good at sound and camera. You're good at presenting, obviously. So you guys, your energies are, you synergize and then everything works. You produce this broadcast. But I don't think we have that spirit of collaboration in this society we live in.
That's
so also that makes it difficult for everyone to just make their money, make something that they can be able to, call worthwhile or survive or thrive,
And even what you've spoken about ties with the previous episode I did where we were talking about exposure versus you getting compensated.
Yes.
And you were just like, at a certain level as a beginner, you're going to have to be okay with doing things without compensation. And then eventually it's going to come.
Eventually it's going to come out. I mean, I saw a role the other day. They were looking for cast members for production. They're going to pay 5,000 shillings per day or whatever. You're looking for young people. And the money is kidogo ndio. But you're thinking, if I want to break into this industry as a young actor, these are the places.
These are the places I need to
and go and impress the casting director. Make sure you're on time, you're disciplined, you're easy to get along with. Let me tell you, you'll be called for jobs. You won't believe. You'll be like looking at your phone. Oh man, God has come through. Yeah.
Now you spoke about having kichwa kubwa, kichwa kufura.
I have one. I have a big head.
No. Kichwa kumefura because you have a big head. But that's facts. Sorry, we don't body shame on
we
don't. Podcast. So, how do you think you handle fame? Do you think you're doing a good job?
I think so.
For real?
Yeah.
You're not snobby?
I could be. Am I snobby? No, I'm not snobby.
You don't think you are?
I'm not snobby. I try to. Sometimes it's too much in terms of you're going out on a date or whatever, and you're going to watch a movie, and you have to take pictures and stuff. And sometimes you're like, oh my God, I just want to be anonymous.
Yeah.
But for me, what comes to mind is listen, this person who's asking for a picture is paying for my bills. Them watching our shows makes sure I get paid.
Yeah.
It's a small thing, and Kenyans they don't hustle you. They'll come for a picture, or they'll say, hi, I saw your show, I love your show. That's it.
Also, because celebrity culture is not crazy here.
It's not
So even those
crazy,
requests for pictures are like 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, they're more.
Oh, they're more. Oh, because it's Dr. Leshan.
No, it's
Manifesting
not.
getting there.
You think it's bad for me? I don't think Pascal Chokodi can be walking around. Obviously.
Okay.
No, I don't think Sarah Hassan can just be chilling somewhere without being disturbed. But it's not being disturbed. It's Kenyans are polite. They ask you for a picture and stuff, and you take. I think I handle it well.
Yeah.
I told you, if I was younger, maybe, I don't know, maybe it would have got into my head. For me, I feel like whatever we're doing right now is just work. And it's important work because it's entertaining you. It's entertaining me as well when I go home to watch the shows. And it brings joy to a society that's already, things are bearing down on us. You know, the economy is not that great. Life is hard. So we need an escape. And whatever we do, we're not doctors or nurses, but also we provide a very important service in terms of entertaining the general population. So yesterday I met 3 cops. 3 women, actually. They looked all
3
geared
women,
out.
3 female
Cops, yeah. All geared out. And
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know where my mind went?
Do tell.
The gutter.
Or don't tell me it was the hub.
Let's just what? Yeah.
They're the hub. Anyway.
Continue.
So and they were all say, oh, Dr. Leshan, Salame Setlida Sana. I was like, yeah, sure. And I was happy because I'm like, these people are providing an important service to us, they're protecting us and serving us. But at the same time, they appreciate what we do. And it's not really a celebrity culture, but it's appreciation culture that we have. So for me, I think I handled it well. I hope I've met someone and maybe I look like a snob.
Do you think it affects your personal life? Like where, let me just be point blank. So let's say you are trying maybe to court someone or get into a relationship with someone and they're like, no, you are an actor, you get too much attention, you have kissing scenes, you have sex scenes. I'm not doing it.
Well, I'm in a relationship and it hasn't affected it.
Okay.
I mean, it's discussions we have, of course, and of course, it's just perception of outside people. But people inside that relationship already know this is a job. This is what's up. And we all get along. Even you'll find your person knows your colleagues and your people, and they get along. And we all sit down for coffee one day, lunch. We do lunch, whatever. It's no big deal. You know, the way people think, oh my God, I can't be an actor, or I can't date an actor, I can't date a musician because they're going for tours. They have all these female fans. It's part of the gig. The female fans pay for our bills. Okay. Thank you so much.
So for someone who's watching and maybe wants to get into the acting industry or film in general, what would you suggest be their starting point? So let's say someone is really trying to be spotted either by a casting director or things like that. What are some of the 5 tips that you'd recommend for
5
them
tips?
to,
My God. First, I think just take a class, an acting class. So we're privileged to live in a world where we have all these digital classes. Take master classes. I think Samuel L. Jackson has one. Also, I think we have our local Nini Washera has one as well. So just take an acting class, record yourself, practice. When you're watching movies, because you get inspired by also what you watch, and you watch a scene that you like. Because I do the same thing. I watch a scene and I'm like, could I have pulled it off the same way that actor did? Get that script, put it down, try and memorize it, and whatever. Do a self-tape, do a monologue of it. Second is just be patient. It's the easiest thing to say, and I know even coming from me, it might look like the easiest thing, but also I have to learn to be patient because, like, I did a show 2 months in November. We finished shooting in November. I think it's going to premiere in April or the month after. and there's no gig in between.
Yeah.
So people will think, oh man, this guy is booked and busy. But no, I did a show maybe 6 months ago. I'm waiting for it to come out. So I have to also be patient. I can't be just attacking everything. I have to sit and wait and hold and see what the right project is.
Yeah.
Thirdly, just persevere, because just like the real world, things
The
are
acting
difficult.
world is-
So somebody will call you for a job and the pay won't be that great. But just take it. Take it. Put your face out there. Build your library. Build your IMDb, library. Be that person now. Now people are looking at this person and be like, oh, I think I want to get Maeve for this role because I've seen her in this project. I've seen her doing this, and she's very versatile and she does this and that. And fourth, I think just be a good person. Just be a good person. Just get along with everyone. I think they say in Hollywood, especially, like 70% sometimes is just you being a great person, and then 30% is just the talent. Yeah. So sometimes you have the 70% talent and 30% you're an a-hole. So people don't want to work with shitty people as well. So just try and get along with everyone. Respect people, respect their boundaries, respect everything that they bring to the table. Whatever they do, you give back. So people depend on you. The funniest story I had the other day was Jack Nicholson. When he was doing A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Demi Moore. And Demi Moore said, Jack Nicholson is one of the most giving actors. And it's because, sometimes when they're shooting your scene and we're doing a scene, the camera is behind me, I don't need to react because it doesn't see me. So it's easy for an actor to just switch off. Jack Nicholson used to give 100 the same way if the camera
is on his face and
to help you do your thing. So always be giving. Always be giving to your fellow actors. Always be giving to your producers, directors. Go the extra mile. Fifth, I don't know, man.
Can I help?
Yes.
I think there's one thing I follow casting directors, and there's one thing they talk about is your social media presence.
Yes.
So what they say is to have like your headshots pinned, if at all acting is what you want to. Because now when scouting happens on social media as well, so when they come to your page, they better see what they're coming to find.
Exactly.
Like if it's your headshot, maybe a scene you've recorded yourself, let it be there, and any other thing that could help. So social media presence as well.
It's very good advice.
Thanks.
You see, young people can
we're wise.
You're wise over here. You don't have to be old as me.
Yeah. Also, that one for finding a scene that you like and you think you can deliver.
Yeah.
When I was auditioning for drama club in high school, the audition I used was Sarafina, the scene where she was combing her hair and talking about Nelson Mandela. And then I got in.
I'm going to watch that movie today. Now.
You're going to watch Sarafina today. We've spoken about it a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
And it's on Netflix. Life is much easier now.
Nice,
so
nice. Just streaming. Shit, I just need to pay.
You need to pay what? Yeah. Oh, you haven't paid? Because there's no password sharing.
Yes, they removed that thing.
Anyway, so we've come to the end of the episode.
For real?
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Man.
It was fun.
Time flew.
For real, it was fun.
Wow, you didn't have fun?
I'm joking. I really did enjoy myself. I enjoyed having this conversation for reasons I'll tell you after. And then, before we close out, I want us to play a little game.
A little game.
It's a tongue twister. I want you to say, kipi kikusikitishacho 3 times haraka haraka. Don't cheat.
Kipi?
Kipi kikusikitishacho mara 3 haraka haraka.
Kipi
Ameza mate kwanza. Ama uweke mate kwa mdomo. Aya, twende kazi.
Kipi kikusikitishacho. Oh my God.
Okay, one last time. Aya, twende.
Kipi kikusikitishacho. Kipi kikusikitishacho.
Kwani unaishiwa na hewa?
Kipi kikusikitishacho. No man, I'm just.
Kipi kikusikitishacho. Kipi kikusikitishacho. Kipi kikusikitishacho. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Please be sure to follow me on my social media platforms at Maeve Sharil on Instagram or Maeve Sharil1 on Twitter or Cycles_podcast on Instagram. Also, be sure to follow Fidel and his projects
Yeah.
on
Showmax
Mhm.
upcoming project coming.
Mhm.
There's a project. There's so many projects. Some I can't talk about right now.
Mhm.
Then just follow me on IG. I love IG and TikTok. Fidel Maithya. Just use my names.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said Fidel Maithya.
Yeah.
No underscore, no nothing.
Maithya. No underscore. No fancy things. Not Fidel Maithya. Strong.
Okay. Bye, guys. See you in the next episode.